All right, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we have been educating Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people about who they are. And when I say those groups of people that I just mentioned, I'm talking about so-called, because the names that we were given to us by another people, a slave-owning class of people. All right. And the sound seems to be looking good. Sounding good. Camera looks good. So we're going to go ahead and get it started. And shout out to Just Art and Paint, always checking in, the water. So tonight's class, I'm not going to be before you long, but this class is titled Bought and Paid For. And the reason why I wanted to touch on this subject is because there are a lot of people till this day that still think voting is a viable option for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let me look up real quick. How long have we been able to vote? How long have we been able to vote? All right. How long have Black people been able to vote? Able to vote. All right. So it says Voting Rights Act of 1965. Let me see. Is that the first year? Let me see. Cap, 1965. We couldn't vote till 1965.
Right. 1965. Yep. The Voting Act.
That's ridiculous. Hold on. Let me see. It's got to be before that. It might have, there might have been something that signed it into law in the 60s, but I believe it was it might have been closer to the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
So we've been voting, let's say from about, I'll put it at 1870. All right. So this is 2026, right? And 1870, let's say if we could vote then. So for 156 years, we've been able to vote, right? But if you look at everything that we're going through as a people, we still are in the ghettos. We're still in the barrios. We're still on the reservations. We still have issues to where can we vote away a cop getting behind us?
1965. You were right.
Okay. So can we vote away a cop pulling behind us, pulling us out the car and then beating the hell out of us? No.
Right.
You can't vote that away. The next time you get pulled over by a police officer, you might want to ask the police officer, did he whoop his wife's behind that day? Because if he hasn't, he's going to let his frustrations out on you. All right. So the first thing I want to go to is in Deuteronomy. Let me see.
You see my bag over there?
So I'm gonna grab it for you right now. All right. So if y'all could, y'all go ahead and go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
I got it. The water.
No sweat, sir. All right. Y'all go ahead and go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. There's something that I want to just pull from that. We've read this verse hundreds and thousands upon thousands of times, right? But in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it says, and the Lord.
I got you.
Okay, Most High Christ, the water.
No,
Cap's going to get with us real quick and go ahead and get us there, right?
I got you right now.
All right, we got Kanai in the building. Shout out to you, sis, the water, for tuning in.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
28 and 68.
Most High Christ. Verse 28, chapter 28, verse 68.
Count out of one count.
All right. Salakia. Okay. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So we here right now in Egypt, after being brought in with ships. Egypt, of course, we all know, and the UPK is synonymous with bondage. All right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So that land that we once had, our actual home, we don't get to see it anymore because we're over here. We don't get to see it in the condition that it should be in, because right now over in where they put all the black people in Dimona.
Right. Dimona.
They put all the black people in Dimona. All of the white settlers that call themselves Jewish, they're over in our land. So we don't get to see the land in the condition that it's in. We don't get to see it as our home. We get to see it as an occupied land. And we're also in an occupied land. Has there been anybody to help us? Has there been anybody to get us over there? Because right now the Iranians are saying that, or excuse me, black people are saying that the Iranians let black hostages go, right?
Right.
But did they help restore our lands?
Right.
I found out that at one point in time, the Iranians were actually very good allies with the United States. The Iranians were actually the only ally that the United States had as a time. But then the United States did some effery. The Iranians wanted to control their own oil, and then that relationship broke apart, and now we have this. Go ahead, sir.
It's a lot. If I could, what you're bringing out is heavy, because isn't that the reason why they had Operation Desert Storm? Because Iraq tried to invade Iran.
I heard somebody speaking about it to that nature. Mm-hmm. But we all know that the oppressor makes up lies about exactly what they're doing. And if y'all could, while Cap is looking that up, y'all go ahead and like the video, y'all share and y'all subscribe, because we need to push this truth. So go ahead, like the video, give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get it on. All right.
Okay, I got you right now.
All right, Most High in Christ.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So the politicians that are in office right now, we were sold to their predecessors, or excuse me, their ancestors. We were sold to their forefathers, and their forefathers were our enemies. We were sold to our enemies. These people, even though you might get a paycheck, even though you might have the right to vote, even though you might have a nice car, have never stopped being our enemies. Justice and some civility would have been giving us back what they stole. The Greek and Roman Empire, they did nothing but loot us. When we were over in Africa and we were amongst the Africans, and we still knew who we were, they came, they conquered, they took our heritage, our children, they took our livelihood, every single thing. And it was never given back. So aren't they still our enemies? Wouldn't somebody still be your enemy if they never restored you what they had taken away? All right.
Right. And Salaki, they didn't go. The Desert Storm wasn't for Iraq trying to invade Iran. It was from Iraq trying to invade Kuwait.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Iraq trying to invade Kuwait.
I don't know where the hell Kuwait is, but
Kuwait is one of those places, and I'll get into that in a second, because that's what I wanted to bring up Kuwait, because Donald Trump is an idiot who was wondering why wondering why Iran's retaliation would be hitting Kuwait and other Middle Eastern countries. But I'll get into that, in a few.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies,
right?
For bondmen and bondwomen,
for slave women and slave men, who now we want to be called kings and queens. We want to be called something that we no longer really have the ability to call ourselves, because the last time I checked, the type of black people that we are related to have not ruled anything since Germany, England, and France was black.
Right.
Like, we haven't ruled anything in so long, and we want to put on a covering that has nothing to do with the Lord and call ourselves kings. We want to put on ankhs. We want to dread our hair up like a East Indian, like a thuggy. But this is saying that we were made to be slaves. And it says, and no man shall buy you, which means redeem you. If somebody redeems you, if I save somebody's life, if I pull them out of slavery and give them their freedom, don't they owe me something?
Right.
They owe me something. If Cap pulls me out of the gutter and helps me get my life together and gets me away from, being captive, right? I owe Cap now. But the Lord didn't let anybody else save us, because we would owe somebody something. We don't owe Iran shit. They did not save us. Who did? Who is going to come back and save us? Christ. Because if somebody saves you, they're pretty much buying you. It's kind of like that old English word: no man shall buy you, no man shall redeem you. But do you know who is bought and paid for? The politicians. They are bought and paid for. There's a video that I want to play, and I'll play the first couple minutes of it. It's Candace Owens, and a lot of sisters and brothers, we don't like Candace Owens very much because of the way she started out, right? That's just the controller for the way she started out was terrible, but now she's taken up arms for the white knight Charlie Kirk.
Right.
Right. And with that comes a lot of truth that's being brought out. So I just want to play a quick video with Candace Owens real quick. Let me get her up on the screen, and she's going to explain, what's happening, because a lot of our politicians have been bought. A lot of our politicians have been paid for. So the question I want you to ask when you are having a conversation, with somebody, is ask them how, like, if they say, did you vote? Play it off. No, I didn't vote yet. I'm not going to vote. Who should I vote for? And when they tell you the candidate that you should vote for, ask them how much money have they given the candidate. They're going to look at you crazy. Like, nah, voting is free. Yes, voting is free. But getting a politician, somebody in office, to do what you want them to do, it's going to cost you dearly. It's going to cost you money that you don't have. We're going to get into that right now. Give me 1 second. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. All right. So this is Candace Owens. She's on Theo. It's a weird devil named Theo Von. Let me go ahead and play that for you. I'm gonna put myself on mute really quick. I'll put it on the big screen too. All right. Let's get to it.
So the reason why this is different is because Israel is actually the exception. They are the only country that's allowed to lobby Americans. Like, everyone else has to register as a foreign agent under FARA.
Like with APAC or whatever?
Yeah.
So what she's saying is Israel has a alliance with the United States called APAC. And she's saying that they are the only foreign entity, the only foreign country that is allowed to lobby our politicians, which means they get to put money towards our politicians to get their bidding to be done. She's saying there's no other place on earth that's allowed to do that. So what that means, if she's making that statement, other allies of ours are not allowed to do that. So that would encompass Australia, France, France, which is another, I sound like a Frenchman when I just, my voice just did that. France, who else? Great Britain. Our allies are not allowed to lobby us the way Israel is allowed to lobby us. I'll continue.
AIPAC, the backstory, by the way, before JFK got shot, he was fighting AIPAC. They were previously called, I'm blanking on this, you can look it up. And he was literally saying you have to register under the Foreign Act.
Is that true? Let's look
1000% true, and you should look it up.
So she's saying John F. Kennedy was telling the so-called Jewish man that, no, you cannot lobby us. You have to go through the regular chains of command. We're going to see how that worked out for JFK.
We should fact check that live. He was fighting with what is today known as AIPAC. Was renamed AZCPA. I don't know what that stood for.
In 1959, AZCPA was renamed AIPAC and American Israel Public Affairs Committee, reflecting a broader membership and mission.
Yeah. So JFK told them that they had to register under FARA, and so American Zionist Council. That's exactly what it was called.
Okay, American Zionist Council was a pro-Israel lobby in the United States, founded in 1949. It represented 9 nationwide Zionist organizations in matters related.
See at the bottom there, in 1962, look at the last paragraph. In 1962,
President John F. Kennedy and his brother Bobby, as the U.S. Attorney General, forced the AZC to register as a foreign agent. In doing so, they were barred from making monetary contributions to U.S. officials. Who was barred? AZC?
Yeah, so AIPAC, for lack of a better term. They were called AZC back then, but continued to send out newsletters and hold events with a nonprofit tax exemption. Mm-hmm. And then what happened was he was shot. So he literally, they were writing him letters. You can find this. This is all this is available information. And he was like, you need to register, you need to register, you need to register. And then we told you to register. Why are you not registering? This makes no sense. And then AIPAC got lucky because he got shot and killed.
What also you could like
So they are the reason why I'm bringing this up is not to further
they're the
conspiracy
only
theories.
country.
They're the only country that's allowed to lobby American.
All right. So I'm going to stop that right there and we'll continue to get into it, right? Because just think of where our loyalties would lie if somebody, in a sense, bought us. Because politicians, as I'm saying, are being bought, right?
Right.
So let me just get it clear what's actually happening, right? Today is Thursday. I'm wearing a yellow shirt. I'm a black man. The only other obvious thing that I'm going to follow that up with is voting does not matter. Because if we want to just continue to state the obvious throughout the world, this, that, and the fourth, voting doesn't matter should be one of the things that we realize it doesn't matter.
Right.
The Chinese man, by and large, does not vote in the United States.
Right.
They're doing a hell of a lot better than we are. A hell of a lot better than we are. There are other people from different countries that come over here. They do not vote. They don't have to. They're not kicked around like a political soccer ball. They're not thrown around like pawns, but we are.
Right.
That's why, as Captain Tazayawan had brought out in his other classes, that the Democrats tried to bring in a whole bunch of immigrants so they could have more votes, so they could find a way to get into office and get the laws passed that they wanted to pass, right?
Right.
But not only does voting not count, not only do these people that call themselves politicians take bribes, they're also pretty much the same thing, right? These people are the same thing. AIPAC, and I'll bring up the picture so we can see it again. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring up the picture. That's the picture, right there. You got Israel in the middle pulling the strings with Netanyahu. You got the money covered in blood. And then you have two people from separate sides that are deciding who is going to rule based off of how much money AIPAC, gave to them. All right. Yeah.
I got an article for you.
Oh,
if you want to read it.
Mosai and Christ. Did you send it to me?
No. I was just gonna read
Okay,
it.
Mosai and Christ.
Okay, so to your point about the when you talk about the Asian Americans,
Right,
who not voting, it says Asian Americans. This is the new America. Why Asian Americans don't vote? It says Asian Americans, though currently only 5.8% of the U.S. population, are the fastest growing racial minority in the United States. And are expected to make up 1/10 of all voters by 2044. Despite this impressive growth, however, Asian Americans have one of the most dismal voter turnout rates, 47%, compared to 66% for Black voters, and 64% for non-Hispanic white voters. At first glance, these numbers might not seem so alarming. It says, according to the model minority myth, it says Asian Americans' economic success is all thanks to their emphasis on hard work, self-sufficiency, and keeping to themselves.
right.
It might make sense then to claim that their low voter participation rate is at least in part a result of their broader disengagement from politics.
Good night. Aren't they doing what the Lord told us to do in Zephaniah 2:1? How are they getting it right? They come over to a different land that they don't even fully speak the language. Like the most that most Asians are, what, I'm not going because that might come off as might get us banned. But a lot of time their language goes as far as pickup or delivery.
Right.
10 minutes, 15 minutes. And they're able to literally do better in the country we've been in for 400 years than us without the voting. Like the Lord said, do not set a king over you that's not of your own. And I'm paraphrasing. That was one of our laws. And we think that we can appoint somebody who is taking money from a whole different foreign nation to do what we want.
Right.
We're still becoming homeless people. We are still rising in STDs. We're still the first people fired. what do we vote for? DEI? DEI is gone. And DEI was supposed to protect the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who were qualified and just weren't getting the job because they were black, Hispanic, and Native American, even though they were qualified.
Right.
Now that they've taken away DEI, I see a lot more plane crashes.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid I get on a plane and there's a pilot, that's not, black, Hispanic, or Native American, because I might have to ask the question, well, if they took away DEI so qualified black people, can get in, qualified Hispanics and Native Americans, that means if they took the job away from us, that means some run-of-the-mill Joe Schmo might be in there. Mm-hmm. So I got to worry about the plane crashing. And we thought that voting would help. We thought that going to the polls, Puff Daddy talking about vote or die. You don't have enough money to pay that politician. I'm gonna pull up some pictures real quick to show you, and then I want to move on before we get ready to get up out of here. Let me see. Let me go to. Do I want to pull that picture up first? Yeah, I want to pull it up. Give me 1 second, Salakia.
And while you're doing that, if I could, and it showed that 66% of black people vote. You know what I mean? And so despite being a minority, the majority of us vote. And like all the things that you just brought out, it's like we never get any benefit when we actually vote the most.
Right.
Out of any racial group. You know what I'm saying? And that's very alarming. Despite that, despite the fact that we don't reap any of the benefits from voting.
Absolutely. Let me see. Let me see if I can get that picture up on the screen. Give me 1 second. All right, they don't want to show it, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go up. No, what? Good night. They just want to talk about Trump. All right, no sweat. I'll go ahead and read it. All right. And as a matter of fact, let me see. Let me show you.
I'll read whatever you need.
It's actually, I'm gonna just read this right here. It's just a quick little tidbit. All right, it's a picture of Joe Biden, right? And it says Joe Biden, because there's this thing that tracks how much money AIPAC that Candace Owens was talking about. It tracks how much money they're giving to the politicians. It says Joe Biden, president of the United States, received $11,194,792 from pro-Israeli interest groups. So how much money did you give, black woman, black man? How much money did you give? Because I believe all the money that you're getting is going to the Christian church, right? Did you have enough money? Did you guys put your money together? Did we put our money together to beat out what the Israeli lobbyists gave? Because 11 million, almost 12 million is what you, not even 12 million, but 11 million is what you have to beat. You didn't do that. All right, let me get the picture of Trump up there since they want to get this, because Trump is a Republican. Biden's a Democrat. All right, and then I'm gonna find that video so I could play it. Let me get this on. This is ridiculous. Good night. Let me share this tab. All right. So for all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that wanted to vote for Donald Trump, it says Donald Trump, president of the United States, independent expenditures and all other campaign contributions from AIPAC total to $230 million. That's almost $250 million, right? Who put their money together to pay that? Not us. So do you think out of the 230,473,622 reasons that Donald Trump has to do Israel's bidding, he has 200 million something reasons to do what they want? How many reasons does he have to do anything for you?
Right.
None. Voting does not matter.
Right.
I'm gonna try it again with him, Cap. I got on a yellow hoodie. I'm black, and voting doesn't matter. We should keep stating the obvious, because it's like one of those songs that come on to where it's played so much after a while, you start to like the song. So maybe we got to do that with the truth. Maybe we got to drill in what you blacks, Hispanics, what us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should hear, so it could be something that's ingrained in us. $230 million, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Let me go ahead and send this video so I can show y'all we get ready to get up out of here. Give me 1 second. $230 million is ridiculous. Let me show y'all something, right? Let me send this to myself. All right. All right, you know what? I'll just pull it up since it's going to take so long that way. Give me 1 second. $230 million. And they think they're going these people that still vote think there is a reason to vote for a Kamala Harris. Remember when Kamala Harris was saying that she was going to go into war with Iran? She was talking about going into war with Iran. Donald Trump came and said, they're going to get us into, the Democrats are going to get us in a war. She's going to take us in a war. I'm going for no wars. But do you know what was happening behind closed doors? AIPAC was paying Donald Trump. And AIPAC was going to get that war with Kamala. Israel was going to get that war with Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. It doesn't matter who you pick. You're not getting what you need. This is not your final resting place, black man and black woman. All right, let me see. Joe Biden. Let's see if I can find that video. I want to find it so bad right now. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me share this tab instead. Let me go ahead and play that.
And so I learned a long time ago, you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. I'm a Zionist. I'm a Zionist.
Did y'all just hear what the man said? The man said, I am a Zionist. He said, I'm a Zionist. The money that they gave him, the 11 million, which isn't all, I just don't have his full campaign contributions and all the staff, because JD Vance, he's involved in Trump's 230 million, and everybody else like Pete Hegseth, all those people. I just had Joe Biden's by itself, but he's a Zionist now. He's trans spiritual. The money that they gave him turned him into a whole different religion, because more than likely most presidents are American born and they're Christian. They're Catholic. But man, that money turned him into something else.
Right.
He's a whole new animal. Let me get Trump on the screen and then I'm going to go over a couple more verses and we out. All right, Donald Trump. The first Jewish president. Donald Trump is the first Jewish president. Did y'all know that? Did you know that, Cap? $230 million. Shoot. That's a lot of money. Let me go ahead and get this back on the screen. Hopefully this is a good example of the video I wanted to play.
And I said, this is our first Jewish president.
That is the president of the United States. And this man has his hand around, like all up on here. If I'm the president of the United States, or if I'm some big giant leader, if you're not an ISUPK, you can't even step within a certain amount of feet from me. Right. He got him by his neck, talking and shaking him. He's the first Jewish president. I'm gonna turn it towards you so you can see it a little bit.
It's true. Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
That's where bad things happened on the second one. Namely, the election was rigged. And we found out, and you see that happening. But
And you are the greatest president.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you. I miss you.
He ain't a great president, but he's definitely Jewish, converted by bread. Go ahead, sir.
He sunned him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he like sunned him a little bit. You know, because like you got countries where you have like a supreme leader, like you could never touch Kim Jong like
At
that.
all.
You can't even. Yeah, you can't
Jewish
touch
man go over there and do that to him.
No, you can't touch him. They even have like the crown Saudi princes and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like their law that you can't touch them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like to be at the highest office in the world, It's like for them to do that is just to show you that they have the control.
Absolutely. And the reason why is because the AIPAC money is a bribe. It is literally a legal loophole to bribe our politicians to get them to be able to do what the foreign interests want and not the American people, because the Israelis have a better, or had a better, I don't want to say way of living. There's a term I'm gonna play a video for, but let me just read this scripture so I'm not ranting too much without, reading the scriptures. I'm gonna just read it real quick before I play the video. If you could, can you grab Deuteronomy 16 and 19 for me, Adawan?
Gotcha.
Most High in Christ. Proverbs 17 and 23 says, "A wicked man taketh a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment." That is a bribe right there. This is Proverbs, thousands of years ago this was written. If we could, we'll read the next one. I'll play the video and we'll get ready to wrap it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 19. Thou shalt not wrest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift.
The gift that they're talking about is a bribe. Donald Trump took 230 million gifts. He is exceedingly wicked, more wicked than any man I've ever seen grace the stage of the presidency. He's so wicked that he on camera was saying that he's not making it to heaven, and that Air Force One was his heaven. Let me go ahead and play this video real quick. I'll go ahead and mute myself.
It's a good scripture.
Look up the man that's actually talking real quick. Give me 1 second so I can just have a little bit of validity behind what he's saying. Even though, this man is not one of us, even though he's a devil, let me get you his credentials and who he actually is. All right. Give me 1 second.
You got a pen over there?
Salakia,
No.
I do not. I used to see one over here.
No problem.
Let me see if I can get this on the screen. Salakia, bear with me for one moment, because I want y'all to know who this is that's actually talking. Let me actually pull him up on the screen for y'all. And y'all continue to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's being in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and read the people's names for me real quick. We got Just Art and Paint again. Thawada sis for tuning in. We got Kanai, Shalom sis. We got Yakar in the building, Shalom, and then we got I believe that says Carrier 3, and that's the rib of Priest and Officer Lakarab, Most High in Christ. All right. So let me go ahead and get this for y'all real quick. Let me look up who this man is. I had his name before, but it escapes me because I haven't seen too many of his videos. He's not like one of those normals, like a Scott Ritter or one of those other guys that are from the military that normally talk. But let me go ahead and get who he is. All right, this man's name is. Let me see. Who is this? They got a whole different name for the man. All right, this is. Good night. The AI is ridiculous. All right, AI is going to tell us who this man is for us real quick. All right, this is Michael T. Lester, a former United States Marine Corps combat pilot. All right, and he also does something else right now where he does like some university work. He wrote a book, so he has advanced, experience in the military. Let me show you what he has to say about AIPAC.
Ask yourself why a U.S. congressman can wear an Israeli military uniform in congressional chambers. I would think that would be an act of treason. But they did. Nobody said anything. Ask why the Israeli prime minister can bypass the president, fly directly in and speak to our Congress without any other government interaction.
I didn't know that could happen.
Oh yeah, Netanyahu did. Flew straight in, bypassed the president, talked to the Congress. Congress gave him 26 standing ovations. I think most pop stars would like 26 standing ovations. Our Congress gave Netanyahu, a foreign prime minister, 26 standing ovations. I have
Exodus 23:8 says, and thou shalt take no gift. It is so bad with the United States government right now.
What was that again?
The first one,
No, the one that you just put the preset to this one.
Exodus 23:8. Oh, Most High in Christ. Exodus 23:8 says, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. We knew even back then that we shouldn't be taking bribes from people. We knew back then that we shouldn't even be doing things that would cloud our judgment. If somebody is giving you money, so much so that they're able to bypass the leader of the free world and go straight to Congress, you got to know something is off. You got to know something is wrong. Once again, my hoodie is yellow. I'm black, and voting does not matter at all. All right. Let me see. I think I got one more scripture, and then I think we are done. Oh, I just want to get one scripture I wanted to read. It is Salakia. Where is it? It's the one. I don't know if I wrote it down. It's the one where it says I think it's Revelations 18:3.
Which one?
Revelations 18:3.
18:3?
Yes, if I could, sir.
No sweat.
Because what Donald Trump has done is he's gotten into bed with Israel, just like Joe Biden did. He's fornicated with them, in a manner of speaking. And that's an actual term in the Collins Dictionary and the Cambridge Dictionary. To get into bed with someone in those terms of money and business, it says to make an agreement to work with another person or group. He's working with Israel. This expression is usually used showing disapproval. All right. The Cambridge definition, be in bed with, also a similar phrase. It says to work with a person or organization, or to be involved with them in a way that causes other people not to trust you. Can we trust Donald Trump? No. Can we trust Joe Biden? No. Even the people that are staunch racists, like Nick Fuentes, are starting to realize that their leader, their great white hope, their Make America Great Again spokesperson and leader is taking bribes to where now the interests of the American people are no longer on the table, to where we're at war. Brothers and sisters, this is not your final rest. This place is going to hell in a handbasket. It's going down. If I could, we'll read that verse.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So even though Israel is getting things done on her side with America, there's other countries that got into bed with the United States. And now Iran is attacking those places because the United States was using those places with military bases to attack them. I'm going to just read the list real quick. All of the people who America that are in the Middle East has pretty much forsaken. Saudi Arabia, Jordan, parts of Iraq, Cyprus, Azerbaijan, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United States, United Arab Emirates. All of these people have gotten into bed with the United States like the United States has gotten into bed with Israel. Salakia. All right. Did you want to read just a little concert?
Most High in Christ. For all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich, though through the abundance of her delicacies.
Right. All right. Last verse I'm gonna read. This is Revelations 18 and Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right. Let me make sure this is KJV. All right. And it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Don't go voting to the voting booths anymore, because as you can see in this picture, what I've described in this picture is exactly what is taking place. You have a puppet master that is leading these stupid leaders into pure oblivion, to where they would attack somebody like Iran who has the upper hand in that particular region. You can bomb Iran's military in the water. You can bomb, some of their silos, but they've prepared for a war for 30 years. And now Donald Trump is looking stupid, saying that all the Middle Eastern places that I just named, he didn't know were going to get bombed. It was on the internet who they were going to bomb before Donald Trump even made this decision. But this fool was controlled by money. It says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. The water for tuning in. Y'all remember the Lord's Passover. Salakia, let me let the screen come back up. Remember, the Lord's Passover is on April 4th. Do not let the devil cause you to not be able to get into that Passover and do what the Lord said you are to do. With that being said, shalom. I'm going to play a video and I will see y'all at the Passover.
America just put out a statement that if you're an American in the Middle East, you need to leave now, ASAP.
If this situation, Epic Fury, was many months in the planning, as Secretary Hegseth says, why no plan to get our people out of the region?
America just put out a statement that if you're an American in the Middle East, you need to leave now, ASAP.
If this situation, Epic Fury, was many months in the planning, as Secretary Hegseth says, why no plan to get our people out of the region? As many as 1 million Americans living in the Middle East given no escape window, no warning.
If you are calling about the crisis in the Middle East, please press 1. If not, press 2. Please do not rely on the U.S. government for assisted departure or evacuation at this time. There are currently no United States evacuation points.